What was it like being paired up with Bobby when you guys started working together? How did that idea kind of come together?
Yeah. So that was
Like I can still hear you chanting in my head with the when
yeah,
you had
yeah.
like the microphone at ringside.
Oh God, that time like permanently stretched my vocal cord to the
I
point where
bet. I
yeah.
bet.
um, but that was pretty surreal. I mean, just my whole journey in WWE was pretty surreal to me. From the point of getting signed to me being in NXT for only 2 matches before I got put up to 205. And then I was only in 205 for about 4 months before I got put up on Raw. And I was doing 205 and Raw at the same time. But when I that came about because oh man, it, oh my gosh, it's so crazy, like just reliving all of this in my head. But that stemmed from me being in the PC and just wanting to be so ready for TV and asking, I believe his name is Joe Bel Castro.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember one day asking him to watch my promo during promo class, um, and he said that he would. And then he was kind of texting while my promo was going on. I saw it in the corner of my eye, so
Mm.
I'd asked him if he watched my promo, and he had said, "Yeah, it was great." And I was just like, "Mother, you didn't watch it."
Yeah.
And it just lit such a fire underneath me. And I'd asked him, I was just asking him some tips, and he had told me that I wasn't ready for TV, and I wasn't going to be ready for a while. And I was just like, why? It was just so much going through my head. Like, I was thinking like, why am I even signed? If
Right.
I don't think I'm ready for TV. Um, but I took that moment to say, you know what? I think I am ready for TV, and I'm going to show you that I'm ready for TV. So I started cutting promos on my phone every day, and I would release a promo every day, every single day on my Instagram, on my Twitter, and they started really catching fire. And I was doing it every day, all up until me, getting signed to 205, and I got a call when I flew back home from 205 saying that I was needed for Monday Night Raw and to send my flight details. And I was like, what? Like what? Like I'm needed for Raw. Uh, and they wouldn't tell me what I was doing. So of course I'm backstage when I get there. I'm like panicking. I don't know what's going on. Like I'm in my suit, like just
No
trying to
one's telling you
piss
shit.
anybody off. um, and Paul Heyman had walked up to me and said, Vince had saw one of your promos that one of the writers had showed them, like from your social media, and he thought that you were great, and he wanted to pair you up with Bobby. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. Like I just couldn't believe that, me taking that initiative to put out promos essentially landed me a job on
Yeah.
Raw. And it was seen by Vince, and Vince had pulled me into his office and said that I was going to be working with Bobby. Uh, and I didn't know what it was going to be. And he kept saying like a hype man, and I didn't know what that was. I mean, that was like that was, that was
Yeah.
the first time. I mean, I'm a WWE like fan, so I never heard a hype man. I was like, what is a hype man? Uh, and he said, yeah, Paul would talk to you about it. And we went in the weight
Oh
room
my
of the
god.
stadium, and he was he was saying that I was essentially going to be Bobby's manager, but in a way of kind of like Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
And it was going to be loud, and I was going to wear obnoxious like suits, and I was gonna be that mouthpiece for Bobby. And yeah, that was the most surreal day of my life. I just remember, Paul just trying to that original promo, that was Paul's voice. Like me trying to like low weight, high rep, blah, blah, blah. Like that was
Yeah.
all Paul. Like him saying that low weights, high reps thing,
Yeah.
that just stuck out to me. I just kept using that.
That's so funny. What a funny time. I mean, I remember all of that happening. So it's fun actually reliving this stuff with you
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Do you wish that you got to do more physicality on the main roster? Because you were doing it for a little bit when they had you kind of like, running around the ring and kind of like dodging people and whatnot. But you never really got to show much of that off.
Yeah. First, I was just super grateful for the opportunity to even be on Raw.
Yeah.
Uh, and then let alone to be paired up with Bobby. I mean, like for me, I that it didn't get any better like than that.
Yeah.
And although I was nervous, I was scared, um, I was literally just thrown. I was thrown to the wolves in a sense,
I mean,
and
that's how it is in WWE. I feel it's like we see something in you, go out there and do it and sink
yeah,
or swim. And it,
yeah,
it can be a lot.
yeah. That was a lot. But it taught me so much. It forced me to really hone in on my promos and um, be considered like a promo guy, which I never thought that I was gonna be considered. My whole life I was just so focused on my athletics. So getting to WWE and signing there, of course, that's my main goal. That's what I dreamt of since I was a kid, was being a professional wrestler. Like, I don't think a lot of people, say that they want to be a manager. Uh, so that was hard for me to swallow, just because I had friends that I saw get signed, that, you know, went in there and ended up doing a job that they didn't want to do, but it stuck with them throughout their entire career. So I was a little nervous that I was gonna do it so good that I would trap myself and put myself in a position of just being a manager forever. Um, yeah, and that was a lot. That was a lot. But at the same time, I wanted to do my best. I couldn't help. I couldn't help it. Of course, I would have liked to do a lot more wrestling. I would have loved to wrestle more. I think I would have put on some really good matches. I
Yeah.
think, I think I would have been talked about even more than I was talked about if I was wrestling.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, I would have liked to wrestle a little more.